Hello there, good day. It's Prince KB here again, and you're welcome to another wonderful tutorial. Okay, for today, I'll be showing you my process of mixing Afrobeat drums, how to get them clean sounding and banding in your beats. So, I'll be using this little drum example I just made about a few minutes ago. So this is what it sounds like, and this is what we'll be using for this session. Okay. So first thing first, okay, I think this tempo is too fast. So let's take it down to 103. Yeah, it sounds more natural now. Okay. So first thing I do after I've picked out my drum samples and all the rest, and I would send them all into their individual channels. That's first thing first for me. Then, um, what you want to do next is to gain stage. That is balancing your levels, like putting each individual sound on the level they are supposed to be, and let the main samples come out more. That means to balance everything so your drums are not fighting with each other. So to do that, I actually do it from my channel rack because my signal n- goes from this channel rack to my mixer. So I want to handle the volume here before I start doing other things on my mixer. I I think I've already done a little bit of it because I normally do it when I'm making my drum pattern. So when I add the sound and I make what I want to make, I would automatically adjust the volume. That minute, I guess it's already used to me. So let's just listen. I didn't really do much then, so I'll just play the beats and I'll do. One way you can do is just to solo each individual sound and just put them back in, starting with your lead stuff, and I guess that's my kick. So my I'm going to adjust the tone I used there. Then my hi hat a little bit. Then this effect percussion here. Yeah. Okay, even this effect snare a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Then this snare a little bit. Okay, I guess it's fine by me. Now I added two shakers though. I've already adjusted the volume. Say to me. Now I've already adjusted these ones. So after that, one other thing you can do is to clean up your samples. Let's assume on this sample, this is what the original sample looks like, but I tightened it up to sound this way. So it just gives that little feel on the beat. I don't now this way. Now if I do this, now that's not what I just need it like it's present there like a little bit. So you can do that for other samples, especially samples that have a lot of room reverb. If you don't want it there, you can just tighten it up. So I guess I'm good with what I have here. So let's move on to our mixer, which is this, and I've already routed all my sounds here. So first thing I do, I mute my beat. Sorry, my mic was off. I was still doing gain staging at that point. So let's move on to what I do next is to clean up the frequencies of my samples. Let's say this sample for this one. I would cut off the high end, being that the sample has this more of the mid range and the low end, but I'll still cut off the low end a little bit so it will no add more to my overall mix. Then I would put on the next sample. This is an hi-hat, so I would need to roll off the low and the mid range, add some to let only the high shine. So each individual sample can sit at their appropriate frequency spectrum. Good. Okay. Okay, this is the tom, so I would take off the low a little bit, then the high, so you can sit at the mid range. Okay, this is the high, a clave, so and just this to make sure the your EQing does not affect the original sound. You're just taking off frequencies that are not needed. When you take, you can also still boost some frequencies to better enhance the sound though. Take off the low a little bit on this one, and I'm happy with it that way. For my kick, I don't really EQ my kick. If I don't want to EQ, just minus 20 or 16. That's why I leave it as. Same thing for second snare. Just this roll of the low. So each sample is sitting at their appropriate frequency spectrum. Same thing for my shakers. So your mix will be much more cleaner. So after that is done, we have loops in our beat, which is these shaker loops, and I mix them differently too. So I would go on their channels and I'll add transient processor just to tighten it to take off the room um, sound that comes with the loop. If I don't want it, in most cases, it is needed. I've heard some beat that the room's sound is left to give it that feel, and it sounds good, but I don't need it on this beat, so I'm just rolling them off. I guess up to like 60% on this one. Then this one has more of the room reverb. So if you listen to it now, let me okay. um, This is it now. So if I roll it off now, it will become more quiet and tight. Let me just take it back to the level it was. Maybe that the level. Okay. So after all this is done, what I do next is panning to pan my samples to make sure it is interesting because I cannot leave all my one shots like in the middle. I need something to sound on the left, on the right. Same way your drum is being placed. Your kick is at the center, your floor tom by the side, your snare by the side, your hi-hats by the side, your cymbals by the side. So that's what I picture when I'm mixing my drums. So I leave my kick at the center. Then most times I may leave my snare at the center too, but most times I'll still pan it a little bit. Let's say about 10 to 15%. So let's just do the panning. My kick will be at the center. Then my other percussions, those little ones, like this one here. Yeah, I would take it to my left 70%. Then so I'll take it to my right about this much. Then my thumb to my left a little bit. Then my hi-hat to my right a little bit. Because if you look at it from your hi-hat is not at the middle, it's at the I think the left or right or something like that. So I just separate them with that. So when your drums are sounding, it is sounding interesting and not everything in the middle. It is separated and that when somebody listens to it, the person will be happy that the things are moving all around this ear. So I'll take it to the right, like yeah, that much. Then this should go to the left. Yeah, I'll kick at the middle. Then for my shakers, I like having like two shakers so I can pan one to the left and one to the right. So you can be hearing like two shaker movements at both ways. Then my clap, I leave it at the middle in most cases, but I can still take it to the left. Then my vocal sample, definitely I would pan it. And I may add effect on it after this. So after you have panned your drums, it's already sounding much more cleaner and more nice. Now everything is like all over your ears. So you're like hearing each individual sound for what they are supposed to be in your beat. At this point, you can still change where you want the sound to be. Okay, so next thing I do is adding effects. It, then the effect is not on all my percussion, just on few of them. Let's say this shaker, for example. I would want to add panometric so it can be bouncing between both ears, and I will still add flanger to make it sound weird, just to give it a magic feel, I guess. Then flanger, flangus or flanger, any one of them. Say classic deep. Then now we put them together, just having its own feel all together. Okay. For my vocal sample, I would want to add a delay on it. So just to my vocal sample, ping pong and levels down, this down. So let's say, yeah, I'm good with that little effect on it. Okay. Then I have a percussion, a wood block that I would like reverb on it. So you can add your reverbs two ways, but I like it this way more. So when you're exporting as stems, it applies directly to your sound and not as side chain. That is if you side chain your effects, but when you're mixing your drums, it's not really wise to side chain your drums. So I'll add my reverb on it just a little bit. Now you can hear it. So if I take it down, if I bring it up, sounding much more interesting. I'll take it down. It sound a little bit loud. Okay. Uh-huh. Then you can still do stereo separation from your mixer track. So I would recommend you do this for your bass and your kick. You would um, merge your separation on them, which is turning this knob this way for your kick and your bass. It keeps them on your mono signal, like you're merging them. Okay, okay, okay. So now this is what you will do to make your drums hit more harder. Select all your tracks and make a boss. Let's use line 18 and say select all your tracks, then come down here and say side chain. Oh, I made a mistake. Just give me a minute. So you just side chain all your drum samples to this bus. I'll show you how to do it in a minute. Let me. Okay, the last one is in. So all your drum samples are going through this channel and to your master. So if you play it now, so they are all here. Okay. Hello there. Okay. So after you have done that, you would come to the bus you have made and load up Fruity Multiband compressor. And you just use this preset, general purpose 2, and instantly just makes your drums more louder, more glued together. And mm, before you do this, please make sure you have cleaned up your samples, again, staged them to what you want, and added in your effects before you do this. You can still go back and change your settings here, but as they are going through here, they are more compressed and all the rest. Then you can still add um soft clipper just to give you that extra. I'll take off the soft clipper. It's making my drums to be over crushed. Okay, so okay, let's listen with that. This is without effect, just normal drums, but with the compressor, now it's more louder and it's clipping. So everything is sitting nice and it's good. So I would just like us to do one last experiment. Let's just have like add a guitar loop on this and see how it sounds. Guitar loop, guitar loop, guitar loop. I think I have a free guitar loop around here. Free guitar loops where you. I think this. I think this will be good. Okay, so let's listen and see what it sounds like. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope you guys loved the video. If you loved it, please leave a comment down in the comment section, and um please make sure you leave your video request on the comment section, and I would surely attend to you guys. And the ones that have dropped already that I've not attended to, I would make sure I attend to your videos, and I would drop those videos soon as possible. And big announcement, my second MIDI pack is coming out in a few days, and it's free, so make sure you stay tuned to get it. And I'll see you guys in the next one.